the heart decorative mask, which really is a stencil. I don't know, this decorative mask, it's just a fun fancy name, and then our stars. So for the first card, we are going to use the stars. So we have our real red cardstock and we have our Whisper White. You should have a piece of the Starburst Circle Real Red punch, already cut out, and I put it through the decorative dots folder, which a lot of you have. You got them free if you chose them free during celebration. Then we have a piece of Whisper White that's been punched out with the 1 3/8 circle punch. We have a piece of the Silver Dazzling glimmer paper, which has been punched with the 1 1/4 inch circle punch. And then we have the smallest Starburst circle that I punched out, or sorry, used on the Big Shot with the Starburst. So put those aside, we'll come back to them. Then we have our Whisper White, our 5 1/4 by 4, which is going to go on our card base. So card base gets put aside. Now we're going to bring on our stars. Now when you're using your mask, the cool thing is you can move the stars so that you get the pattern that you want on your paper. And I don't know how well you can see that on the camera. I think you can see it pretty well. So you've got smaller stars and bigger stars, and then they kind of peter out so you don't have quite as many stars. So play around, find a place where you like your stars. And make sure that if they're cut off on the edge, that they are off the edge of your paper so it doesn't look ridiculous. Alright, I'm happy with that. Now I need my handy dandy sponge. Oh look, I have a handy dandy basket with everything in it so I could be prepared for the video. Scaring myself. Too organized these days. That's what country living will do to you. Alright. Dab up our sponge. Now you can go as light or as dark as you want to on your paper, and you're going to get a whole different look. Now you can pounce on it, or what I like to do, because I like the vibrant look, I'm just going to go in little circles. Now this is really fast, and I know there's a few of you that are going to be waiting for the stencils. So at least this is a quick thing to do. Just make sure you keep it held in place. Whoops. Sorry about that. All right. Ta-da! Isn't that fun? Now I know we could have gone with yellow stars because we all think stars are yellow, but you know what? Just be wild. It's Stamp Club, and it's Summer Stamp Club. Alright, now in my basket I also have my basic black marker, and I have the 2 new Project Life journaling pens, which I love these. These are also a good price. I think they're $5 something. I've got them on the supply list, which by the way, you should all have your instructions with all of the supplies and everything on here. Did them up a little bit fancier this time. Let me know what you think. And what's I looking for? Journaling pens, $5.95, and you get the 2 of them. So that's pretty cool. And one's, I don't know if I already said this, but one's a little bit thicker than the other, and one's a little bit finer. Now my fine one is actually leaking. I don't know if you can see that, but the other day when I used it, I got ink all over my fingers, so I have to call Stampin' Up and get them to replace that. But my other one's totally fine. So just a defective pen, so if you guys ever get anything that's not perfect, don't hesitate to let me know so we can get that replaced. So instead of using that, I'm going to use my journal tip on my basic black marker. Now again, what I'm doing here is optional. You don't need to do it if you don't want to, because the card will still look pretty. I'm going to outline the stars, so it'll look pretty if you don't do it. It'll look pretty if you do it. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm going to be using the sentiment from this gorgeous stamp, the Hey There Buds. I'm going to use the Hey There on my little Starburst, and it's going to be inked up in black. And so I wanted to tie in some more black somehow into the card, so I decided, okay, I'm going to outline the stars, because why not? So just go ahead. Okay, so I have that done, and the trick to doing these so your stars don't look wonky, like I've got a couple wonky stars here, is because I rushed. So when you do this, don't rush. Take it from me. Alright, so I'm going to take my ribbon, tie a knot in the center, and put that aside because we don't want to adhere that until we figure out where you want to place your focal point. Sure. Grab your star stencil again. Position 2 or 3 stars on here. I suggest you look for the smaller ones. Now I want this to be light. So I'm just kind of pouncing. I just want it to be a bit of a background. So you see? Can you see that? Cool. All right. Now we're gonna get our hey there. Take our basic black marker again and just ink up the hey there. Now if you want, you can take this piece and put it right on your stamp, or you can eyeball it. Either will work. Don't worry about where it ends up. Holy mackerel! That's like bang on center. Okay, that didn't work on the card that you guys got. Mine was off a little bit, but that's why I said it doesn't matter where it ends up, because that's why we're doing, I can't talk today. That's why we have the little star, because wherever it's off center, just put your star there. So it looks like it's not a mistake. It's exactly positioned where you want it to be. You can tell I've been making stars for my friends, but I forgot to do one for me. So I'm going to take my star punch out a star. And I'm going to take a glue dot, put it on the star, and I think it's just going to go right there. We're going to build this up using our dimensionals. I hope you guys are liking your kits, because I know I am liking mine a lot. If you didn't get one, let me know so I can make sure you get one, but I just find they are handy freaking dandy. Everything in one little spot. Okay, dimensional time. Stick one dimensional on the back of the small one. Peel that sucker off and pop it onto your silver circle. Then we have another dimensional. Pop that off. That goes on the white circle. My punch, by the way, it's the older style punch, and it's getting a bit dull. So some of you might have some white circles that are a little bit rough. I need to try punching out some sandpaper. Apparently that resharpens your punch, but that just goes to show how much I've used it over the years. Okay, you guessed it, another dimensional. Okay. There we go. So now figure out where you want that to go on your card, and if you want your card to go that way or this way. So just figure out where you want it. If you did make a bit of a boo-boo, you might want to put it on top of that so nobody can tell you made a boo-boo there. That's why you can't make mistakes, girls. This is actually the hardest part, is trying to figure out where you want it to go. Because once you figure out where you want it to go, then you're going to add your ribbon. And actually, if you go landscape wise, you might not have, your ribbon might not be long enough with the knot to put it there. So you might want to take the knot out if you're going that way. You know what, let's just put it up here, I think. Okay, so now we know where it's going. Grab your adhesive. Now, I mentioned in my bonus video the fast fuse. I love it, but it's a little bit trickier to use than the snail. So, a couple pointers I've learned is don't push too hard. If it gunks up a little bit, there's a video that Stampin' Up! Did that's on their channel where I learned these. You can watch it too. Move it up with your fingers. And really use a light touch. I kind of gone through a couple of the refills, getting frustrated with it, and realized I was pushing way too hard. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Alright, stick the... Oh, no, don't stick that down. Put the ribbon on. And I actually... Was I putting that in the middle? Yeah, put that in the middle. Fold it over. Perfecto. Put some adhesive on that ribbon that you just put down. Put it on your card. Holy mackerel, I'm way off center. Oh gosh, and this stuff, once it's down, it's down. So, yeah, that's the look I was going for. Time to put this on. Might be easier just to put a little bit of the adhesive on the paper. Holy moly, there we go. Having too much fun. Tuck it under the knot. Voila. Cool, quick card because you've made your background paper with the stencil. Oh wait, we need some bling. Now, I don't have any more small diamonds because friends I know have them, so we're gonna use a bigger one, which will still look alright. And that, of course, ties in the silver glimmer paper. So that is our first summer stamp club project for July, using sponging as a technique on our stencil. Alrighty, let's move on to the next video.